Hello everybody and welcome to today's video where we're going to take a look at who the unofficial world champion of RLBot is. And if you're thinking to yourself, well, what is the unofficial RLBot champion, or like the unofficial champion? It's used in sport where after winning the first tournament that is seen as the world champion, and then whenever a team or a bot in this case beats the current champion, it becomes the unofficial world champion because you can do it in any match, even on a friendly, and so that accumulates over time. And it most often ends up being like the better teams, but sometimes it goes on a weird rampage where like a lot of lesser teams keep switching it in lower tier league. So we're gonna take a look at how it happened in RLBot, and for today I just used all the information on bracket, so that's what I used. And for best of threes and best of five, I just counted as one match in the case of defense. So we're gonna take a look at quickly what all the columns mean. I think they're columns, but it could be rows. I always get them confused. The date is the date that the tournament happened or when the switch happened. Amount of days was the amount of days the bot will be the unofficial champion. Defenses is the amount of matches they won as the unofficial champion. The tournament is the tournament they won in. The victor is, well, who won, and the defeated is who lost. So we're starting out with the RLBot Championship 1-1 all the way in February of 2018, where RLBot won the whole tournament, beating RLBot in the final. But after 160 days, RLBot got his revenge and beat RLBot in the RLBot 2018 tournament in the summer of 2018. But in that same tournament, after getting 2 wins, Leaf managed to beat RLBot. And even later, the All-Star managed to beat Leaf. And he was in it for quite a while afterwards, because he didn't lose afterwards in RLBot 2018. Although I see him make a mistake, because apparently... No, never mind, I didn't make a mistake. I was confused by the home format. Never mind, as I was saying, RLBot actually managed to beat All-Star basically 2 matches later. So that was the final match, and then 92 days later, in Tiny Tourney, RLBot took his crown back by beating RLBot again, and he kept that for 20 matches until Leaf came into the stage and took it away from RLBot in some random show matches I probably did on some stream. But then later that stream, RLBot managed to beat Leaf again. So once again, it was RLBot who held it for another 22 days. So yeah, as you're seeing, RLBot is accumulating some points. But then in Snowbot Showdown, Stick came to the scene, managed to beat RLBot, and actually win the whole tournament, so that's where the 2 defenses probably came from. But then apparently in the post-game matches, Leaf managed to beat him again, so it was once again Leaf. And then another Marvin bot came along, Marvin, in the Marvin bots round robin, and took it. But in that same tournament, Stick also beat Dweller later on, and then didn't manage to lose since he won all of 3 matches. So at the end, it was still Stick as the champion, who held for 39 days. You see, there are not a lot of long streaks, so props on him, even with 2 defenses in. We don't see a lot of defenses in. RLBot got 5 after the random show matches. And at the bottom, you can see the 7 of Self-Driving Car in a bit. But there he is, of course, in the New Year Invitational, the debut of Self-Driving Car, beating Stick, then losing to RLBot, and then RLBot lost to Stick again. So Stick kind of got it all back together. But then in the final, of course, Self-Driving Car managed to beat Stick again, and I have to watch out I don't screw out of the screen because of the focus, so I'll auto real soon. I think it should be fine. We're currently there. So yes, Self-Driving Car beat Stick in the final, and he held on for this title for 156 days, which is just 4 days short of RLBot's record, but that was all the way in the beginning when I didn't do my matches. So, you know, an insanely long streak, managing to win 7 games as well, while being in the lead. But eventually he was decrowned by Bottomus in some show matches that Redox did. And Bottomus held on for it for almost a month, but then Self-Driving Car got back at him again, who held on for 2 weeks during league play, because then we did like the rotational shift, but then Bottomus got back at him again, but then self-driving car got back at him again. And if you're wondering where are the other bots, I just took the dates by how I filled them in. So maybe like officially they might be played in the other way around, but I probably just went through the cycle as I did. So maybe it's not extremely accurate, but like according to bracket, I just went like, well, this is match 1, match 2, match 3, match 4, match 5, match 6. That's the order they played in. So yeah, maybe they got a little bit of a switch up. And then we move on to the last phase already, because of course we're already in league play. Eventually we see Wildfire entering the scene, getting his 7 days of fame, before losing it against to Bottomless. But then a week later he took it again from Bottomless, and then he lost it again to a self-driving car, because, he was still the best at the end of it. And then during Lightfall, self-driving car actually lost his title during RLBot in the group stages, who then managed to win 3 games, reaching the winners final. But then he lost to self-driving car, who defended his title in the grand final. And then we got through a random show match that Ter did, like, I think at the end of October, where Gosling managed to beat self-driving car. So yeah, there it is. Gosling is currently the unofficial world champion, even though of course self-driving car won the last tournament. And I think it's also like the biggest upset so far we have had, just by, I don't think anyone would have expected it. Like, we didn't see any crazy wild runs, which, it could have happened if, like, for example, Beast from the East or Skybot managed to, like, upset Relief Bot early on and then lose it to, like, another, like, not the great bot, and then, it keeps circling in, because there were a lot of tournaments, like, the tiny tourneys where, like, the lesser bots played each other, and it could have rotated a lot in there, but it stayed at the top so long. But now it's at Gosling, so if you're fancying your chances, you want to be on the list. Gosling is the bot you should challenge right now before someone else does it, and then we can see where the championship title will go. But yeah, I'll put this link, this spreadsheet in the Discord for you to check out, and maybe I'll like add some asset statistics to it. And I think that's it for today. So see you all later.